I hope I was unmuted. I was muted. So, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining today's DP600 lab series. Today, I'm just going to talk about, one lab, so-called use delta tables in Apache Spark. And today in the morning, I had also another lab where I talked about analyzing data in Apache Spark in Power BI. So let me share my screen and get started. I hope you see my shared screen. So first of all, I'm going to share the links with you. I mean, link for today's, lab, and then I will get started. So this is the link that you can find in YouTube chat box. Okay, and then we can go on. So taking it an opportunity, I would like to draw your attention to the fact that I'm organizing, actually managing Azerbaijan Power BI and the Microsoft Fabric community. In December 11th, Microsoft employee Maya Shenhav, who is dealing with Power BI, with Power BI collaboration with PowerPoint. So she's going to deliver a speech. So I kindly ask you just to join to register for this event. That's it. So let's go back to our Microsoft Fabric environment. So here, typing app.fabric.microsoft.com, I just, opened my Power BI service or Fabric environment. So in today's lab, we're going to demonstrate how to use data tables in Apache Spark. And also, sorry. So we know that tables in Microsoft Fabric Lakehouse are based on the open source Delta Lake format. And Delta Lake adds support for relational semantics for both batch and streaming data. And in this lab, we will create delta tables and explore the data using SQL queries. The expected time for this lab is 45 minutes, but I will try to do my best to complete today's exercise lab a little bit earlier. As always, we are going to start with creating a workspace. So let's create a workspace. So for this purpose, I'm going to click on workspace and say, create a workspace and say delta. Just we can call it like, delta tables underscore WS. And for description, we can enter like lab purpose only. Under advanced section, we have to be sure that trial version is selected and say apply. Thus, we complete creating a new workspace, and we are inside of newly created delta tables underscore WS workspace. Now that we have a workspace and it's time to create a data lakehouse for our data. So for this purpose, I'm just going to find create. If I don't see it, I click on ellipsis and say create. Thus, here in data engineering part, I see lakehouse and click on this, and I'm going to call it delta tables underscore lakehouse LH, and I have to be sure that this one is not selected and it's inside of, delta tables underscore WS workspace. So say create. Thus, lakehouse is going to be created. And of course, automatically, we are going to be inside of a newly created Lakehouse, and we see Explorer of Lakehouse, and here we have tables and files. Most probably they are, blank. So the next step is, getting the data set for this purpose. I'm just going to, paste the link for extracting the data. So let me come here and let me paste this link also. And thus, CSV formatted, file is going to be open. I say save as, right click save as. And in the downloads, I'm saying products. Actually, it gives this name and says save. And the file is going to be saved as, in the format of CSV, comma separate value. So now I'm back here. I'm selecting hover over files and click on ellipsis, say new subfolder, and I'm going to call this new subfolder like, products, right? So, and of course, I can say create thus new subfolder under files is going to be created. Okay, now I can upload a newly downloaded products come separate value. I'm a formatted file to here. So for this purpose, I say ellipsis in front of products and say upload and upload files. Browse, and I'm selecting this one and say upload. I have to be sure that it is checked, so I can close this one. Now I can just, refresh, and most probably I'm just going to see this one here. So let's refresh also here, and we see our product CSV. We can now create a Fabric notebook to work with our data, just to explore our data in a data frame. So notebooks provide an interactive environment where we can write and run code. So first of all, we are going to create a notebook. We can do it from here, say create, and in the data engineering part, we can see notebook. And let's leave this name, notebook 1 here, and say create. And later we can, change this notebook name. So from here, I can select this one and say delta tables underscore in B1, notebook 1, and say enter. So this is the new name for my notebook. And now what I can do, well, I can mark down this one, and let's do it. And here, I can click on edit button and I can select this one, Control V, and we can see this one. So Delta Lake tables use this notebook to explore Delta Lake functionality, right? And if there is no, connection between our notebook and Lakehouse, we can do the following. So in Lakehouse Explorer, we have, we are going to open existing notebook. This is what we can say. So here we have our, Explorer, and we have this one, notebook. And here, for example, we can see this one. And we can click at data items and say existing data source, and it's gray. So it means that there is no need for connection. We can cancel it because we have already created our notebook inside of our Lakehouse. So we are going to add a new code cell and add the following code to read the product's data into a data frame using a defined schema. So we start with the following code. By the way, all the codes are available in this lab. So here I click on code and Control V. And here we see define the schema, and we're going to display this, data frame. So let's run this code. And so when the cell, actually it still runs. When the cell code has completed, we are going to review the output below this cell. And it looks like this. So this is what we get. Okay. And now we can save the data frame as a delta table by using the save as table method. And Delta Lake supports the creation of both managed and external tables. So managed Delta tables benefit from higher performance as Fabric manages both the schema metadata and the data files. External tables allow you to store data externally with the metadata managed by Fabric. Before this demo, I just tried to do something, to apply the necessary codes. I got a mistake. So, of course, I'm going to write about this. So it says that save as table does not support path parameter in PySpark, right? So I hope we'll come to this part, but now as the data files are created in the tables folder, so we are going to, click here and we're going to create a managed delta table, adding a new cell as we did right now. And of course, entering the following code and running the following code. So let's paste this code here. Data frame, right? Format delta, save as table, managed products. It's very interesting. So, yeah, and now here, for example, what can we say? Let's refresh all the values here in the Explorer. And most probably here we should, let's do it also. Actually, it's running, it's still running. We should see, manage tables under tables. So let's wait for a while. And session is ready. And we don't see anything. So let's say refresh. I hope it's going to be available. Yes, now it's available here. This is what we get, right? Okay, let me go back here. And we can also create external tables, which may be stored somewhere other than the lakehouse with the schema metadata stored in the lakehouse. Actually, for this purpose, in the Explorer pane, from ellipsis, actually it's not going to be available, but it's going to be available. Let's refresh all of them. We can copy ABFS path. And the ABFS path is the fully qualified path to the Lakehouse file folder. We can make a right click and say copy ABFS path. And in a new code cell, we can paste this path. Let's copy it and add some code, just using cut and paste, to insert the ABFS underscore path into the correct place in the code. So first of all, actually it should, we have to add one code. Let's do it. And here, this is the code. And here, what should we do? We should add, this copied ABFS path. But if you pay attention, save as table is, available here. And we can try this one. So let me, copy. And just let's do it. And let's add it. But I don't think that it's going to work. So this is my, path. So if I say run, so I see this kind of, mistakes. So when we explore the reason of these mistakes, it says that save as table. So this one, does not support a path parameter in PySpark. So for this purpose, I just made some changes. So I'm going to, delete this one. So let me delete this one. Um, Let me come here. And of course, I'm going to do it once again. So let me delete also this one. So manage products. I'm going to start from scratch. So let's say refresh. And first, I'm going to create a managed products. So let's say new code, Control V, and enter. Thus, my new managed products folder is going to be added. So it's running still. Okay, let's wait for a while. And then, of course, I will be creating external tables, but using other, codes, right? So let's wait for a while, and I hope, yes, it's going to be saved. And let's wait for a while. I don't know the reason that it takes a little bit more time. So yes, session is ready. So we are going to refresh. And yes, we see these managed products here. Now, for creating external tables, I'm going to first, add a code that will save Delta files to the external folder. So for this purpose, what can we say? We should first create a subfolder named external products and save the Delta files into it. So actually it's going to be look like this. Control V, and let me just delete the other lines. So this is what we see. Actually, there is a mistake. So, and I'm just showing, demonstrating. So first is should be related to saving Delta files to external folder. Pardon. And then I'm going to register an external table pointing to that, table. So all of them is going to be, be like this. So yes, let's add a code and say Control V. So this is the latest code format that is going to be available. So I hope it will work. So here we have some mistakes. We should explore the mistakes. I mean the reason why it's so. Most probably it's related to the previous one. I mean, most probably we made a mistake related to creating this one. I mean, manage products folder. So in this case, I'm going to delete all of them. So here also I'm going to delete this one, and I'm going to refresh. So, and I will repeat all the processes. So if you remember, our latest output is this one, right? Which is correct. And then we went on creating delta tables, and we used this code. So let's use this code. So and say run. And I hope managed products table is going to be created. So let's say refresh, and we see this one, right? So till now, everything is okay, is perfect. Now it's time to create an external table. So I'm going to use the latest version of code that I prepared before demo, and I hope it will work. So say copy data, and if it doesn't work, it will be a little bit bad. But sorry. Let's hope that it's going to work. And say run. Yeah, we have this mistake, and we should find it's most probably related to this just path. So this is the reason, I hope. So in this case, I'm going to yeah, and let's say this one. And once again, I'm going to add, and I'm going to try, and I have to be sure that everything is written correctly. So Delta Lake underscore WS is my workspace name, and this one, I hope it's okay. And I have to be sure that, so let's, copy this name, and I'm going to, paste here. So let's pay attention. Here we can check. So yes, I hope, yeah, it's the correct name. So there is no mistake. And regarding saving Delta files, we have to have, external products. So this is the, it should be the, yeah. Here it should create a, external products folder, and then we register external table. So actually it should work. Sync. So let's see, and let's be sure that it's working. Yeah. So I have to check this one because to be honest, in this case, let's say delete. I was actually waiting these, mistakes. I mean, this challenge because the code that provided on documentation didn't work, but we have this one. So let's see the so most probably it's related to this one. So, but anyway, I'm not sorry. I'm not going to spend more time on this, but I will go on with other codes. So let's see whether other codes are going to work or not. But anyway, let's try it. So I'm going on with this one. So say code and Control V, and yes, save. It should work. Okay, this is what we get. Actually, the answer is not, working. So I'm coming back to other, I now what I'm just going to do is I'm going to refresh these tables, and also I will be refreshing this one. And it should, here we should get the managed products, but unfortunately, we didn't get it. So I will spend a little bit much more time here. So I have to find these mistakes. So Spark user file input file not found. So let's say that. Let me. So let me find the solution. Say that. Let's see what's going on. So, but actually, the pathway is correct. So there is no issue. I mean, yes. So even if we delete this one and if we go with other, say, uh, so let me. I mean, I can go. I'm just going to try two more codes. I hope it will work. If it doesn't, so nothing to do. So I don't think that save as table, for external products table is going to work. But let me try once again. And of course, let's say Control V, and here I'm going to copy his name. It's also sorry. So let's say Control V, and I hope it should work. Let's run it. Okay, so yeah. So it also doesn't work. So last but not least, let me um, create this one. Um, so I hope there is no issue with our path. So, okay. So let me try this one. And I'm going to write the last, file, and let's be sure that it's working. If it doesn't, so most probably I'm going to stop my live streaming because I have to find this issue. Actually, I found this issue, but now it doesn't work. So I'm going to do this one. So here I used other AI tools. So this is what I'm getting. So let's see whether it works or not. No, it doesn't work. So sorry for my issue. I'm just going to, stop my live streaming, or I will take some more time, but later I will, cut this one. So in this case, what I'm just going to do, I'm going to just delete all of them, and I will delete all of them, and this is what I can say. And let's say run, stop session. Okay. And now I start again. I hope I will try to do my best. If I hope this time it's going to work. Sometimes it's this kind of stuff happens. So, uh, okay. We what? Got it. We have missed something. So, um, yes, that was my bad. I'm very sorry for this. So, first, we had to add a new code that, was going to, use a defined schema. So let's say like this. So I hope we didn't do it. Or, yes. Now the session started. And then, of course, after that, I will be, I will be go on with, say, creating delta tables. I hope I did it. I did it. And then, say, what I'm just going to do. I'm going to, yes, yeah, it's okay. I hope now it's time to create the delta tables. I gave the necessary explanation related to manage delta tables and external delta tables. So this is the next one that helps us to build or create a managed table. Let's run it. And Yes, I hope it's going to work, right? And yes, let's wait for a while. Yes, here also we have some mistakes. Okay, so last attempt. So what I'm just going to do, I'm going to, yes, I'm going to my Delta workspace. I'm going to delete this one, delete, and this is my lakehouse. Yes, this is my lakehouse, and this one lakehouse. Okay, so lakehouse. Okay, so let's see what's there. No, it's not. So I'm starting again from scratch because I don't want to live like this. I hope it will work. So let's see, remove this workspace, and I'm going to make a workspace, a new workspace, and it's going to be Delta tables WS and say lab purpose only. And I have to be sure that the trial is selected. Say apply. And then I'm going to create a lakehouse, and it's going to be like Delta tables lakehouse and say create. Okay. And then I have already created, downloaded the necessary file. So here I'm going to add one subfolder, say products, create, and I'm going to, upload the necessary files to products and say upload files, this one, and I'm selecting this one and say upload. And if you pay attention, yes, do this one. And let's close this one. Now we should see products. It's time to explore data in a data frame. So for this purpose, what are we going to do? We are going to create a new notebook, and let it be like this notebook and say this one. So I'm going to my, Delta tables workspace. Here I have my lakehouse, and I'm going to make a new note. Actually, I had my notebook, sorry. So here, let's create, let me go back once again. I hope I have this notebook, and I'm going to here, and let's open this existing notebook. This is what we can say. Yes. And actually here, what I can do, I can add data items with existing data sources. It's not active, so there is no need for making connection. And here, I'm going to make it Markdown and edit, Control A and Control V. And here I'm somewhere, just click on the canvas, and I see Delta Lake tables. And if we come here, we can see this products table under files. All right, so now we are going to add a new code related to defined schema. So here I say new code and Control Control V, and this is what I'm going to, see as a result, as an output. And then, pardon, of course, I will be going on. I will be going on with creating delta tables. It still runs. So this is what I'm getting. So here I say new code, and I'm going to create, managed products folder, Delta table. So I hope I have done everything. And for this purpose, of course, we can use data frame as a delta table by using the save as table method. This is the method that we are going to use. Control V and run. And I hope the delta table should be created, right? And then we are going to refresh this table. Let's wait for a while, and we will be sure of creating a managed products table, right? So it still runs. So let's wait for a while. Okay, session is ready. So let me refresh, and I should see this one. Yes, this is what I'm going to see. Now the main problem is here, starts here. So uh, actually, we should make a copy of this one, this file. This is the copy, and we should paste the copied path of 4 files. And of course, we should add one more, one line code, but it didn't work. So I prepared the code, which worked. So I have to be sure that this is going to work this time also. Let's hope for the best. And yes, let's hope for the best. So here, the last version of this file is like this. So let's make a copy, and I'm going to paste, and let's say this. The same problem. Unfortunately, the same problem, and I don't know the reason. Actually, it worked. It worked for the first time. So, what is asked in our case in labs documentation? It says that first we should make a copy of this one. Actually, here we should have this one. So let's refresh, and we should see copy ABC. And I say Control V, enter. I'm going to, copy and paste the following code, and it should work. The problem is that it doesn't it doesn't work. And the problem is related to save as table, because when you create external products in PySpark, save as table command doesn't work. So let's try using ChatGPT. You know, I mean, let's fix this code and let's see. Maybe this time we'll get it. We'll get the correct form and say, okay. And here I'm going to delete this one. And so let's see. I hope once again the problem is related to my path. So I think it's going to work. If it works, I will be very happy. And of course, I will be sharing this code, but it still runs. And if everything is going to be perfect, yes, oh, we did it. And it took time, but we did it. So what I'm just going to do, I'm going to refresh these tables, and we see external products. And here also, I'm going to refresh these files. Yes, you see. So that was the point that we wanted to get, to come. So sorry for the issue. Sometimes it's happened, but in ideas part in Fabric, form, I'm just going to talk about this. I mean, to mention this issue. Now we can compare managed and external tables. So for this purpose, I'm going to use this code. So here uh, we see this one. So in the results, we view the location property, for the table, and we can click on location value. So actually, just in the data type column to see the full path. So this is what we are going to talk about, and we can enlarge this one. So this is what we get, right? And then we can modify the describe command and show the details of the external products. So for this purpose, I'm going to use this one. So say Control V and run. And this is what I'm going to get, right? So here also I can see, these paths. And so we from data type column, we see the full path in both tables, and notice that the one lake storage locations ends with files external products. So location ends this one, files external products, right? And in new code cell, I'm going to run the following, code. Here we see drop and say, run. And I'm going to refresh in the Explorer pane, the tables folder. So let's do it, refresh. And, and I don't see any table. So in tables node, if I go to refresh files one, let's do it. And we can verify that products file has not been deleted. So we see, these ones, right? So we can select this folder to view the Parquet data files and Delta log folder, right? So for example, let's select external products and we'll see this one, right? So now we can create a Delta table using double percentage SQL magic command. So this means that we are going to use SQL to create a Delta table. So for this purpose, we can just simply use this, code. When we start with this, it means that we are going to use SQL. So let's run this one, and we're going to refresh the table folder. And then we are going to expand the tables node and verify that a new table named products is listed, right? So let's do it, refresh, and we see products. So let's add another code. So Control V and say enter, and thus we are going to see, products. Yes, product ID, product name, category, and list price. So transaction history for Delta tables is stored in JSON files in the Delta log folder. And we can use this transaction log to manage data versioning. So let's add a new code in the notebook and let's run it. It will implement a 10% reduction in the price for mountain bikes. So let's pay attention to the code. Control V. We see update products, set list price times by 0.9, and where category equals to mountain bikes. So let's run it. And we are going to add one more code. So we see this one, and let's add and Control V, and let's run it. And the result is going to show us the history of transactions according to the table, right? And now we're going to add another code cell and run the following code. So let's do it, code, and Control V, and let's run. And so here, let's pay attention. Two results are returned, one containing a data after the price reduction and the other showing the original version of the data. For example, here we have this number and here we have just this number, price. Now we are, using the SQL magic command. We can use SQL syntax instead of PySpark. And here we will be able to create a temporary view from the product table using a select statement. So we're going to talk about analyze delta table data with SQL queries. So let's add, one code. Let's say code, Control V, and enter. So this is what we're going to see, right? And we're going to add a new code cell and run the following code to return the top 10 categories by number of, products, right? So let me come here and, code and say Control V and run. And, this is what we get in table format. We can say new chart, and it's going to be displayed in chart, format. Alternatively, we can run a SQL query using PySpark. So let's copy a code and let's add here, Control V, and say run. And this is what we get. Delta Lake supports streaming data, and Delta tables can be a sink or a source for data streams created using the Spark structured streaming API. And in this example, we are going to use a Delta table as a sink for some streaming data in a simulated Internet of Things scenario. So let's add and run the following code. And let's run it. And source stream just, created, right? And the code we just ran has created the streaming data source based on a folder to which some data has been saved, representing readings from hypothetical IoT devices. And we are going to add one more code. Let's do it and let's run it. And this code writes the streaming device data in Delta format to a folder named IoT device data. And because the path for the folder location in the tables folder, a table will automatically be created for it, streaming to Delta sync. And let's make a copy of new, code. And let's paste it here, Control V, and run. And this code, this one, requires the IoT device data table, right? This one, which contains the device data from the streaming source. And we are going to run one more code here. So let's do it, Control V, and let's run it. And this code writes more hypothetical device data to the streaming just, source. Okay, and session is ready. And now we are going to rerun this cell containing the following code. If you remember, we wrote it a little bit earlier. So let's see. And this code just requires the IoT device data table again, which should now include the additional data that was added to the streaming source. Our last code is going to be like this. Control V, delta stream dot stop, and say run, and it's going to, stop the streaming, right? And it take a little bit more time. Roughly, as we faced with challenge, we spent roughly 7 or 8 minutes for solving this issue, so for this issue. And just to summarize, we can say that in this exercise lab, we have learned how to work with delta tables in Microsoft Fabric. We have to remember that save as table is not supported in PySpark. So we have to be sure of it. So for this purpose, we have to follow the other ways to create an external table. And we have finished exploring our lakehouse. And so it means that we can delete our workspace. So for this purpose, I'm just going to my workspaces. I'm opening my workspace and workspace settings. And from here, I say remove this workspace. So I'm going to stop sharing my, just a screen. This was the end of today's second lab. I'm going to be available with new lab for tomorrow. So see you tomorrow.